These are my Tenon saws, and I made new handles for them over 25 years ago. And the reason was I wasn't too keen on the ones that came with them. I've got a Tyzac 14 inch, which is a nice big Tenon saw. I've got a Robert & Lee Dorchester with a 10 inch blade. They did do me with an 8 inch, but I don't see the point in getting shorter ones. They're easy to use if they're longer. They've got a bit more weight to them as well. This is a Spear & Jackson, same size, 10 inch, and a Axminster one, which is the Victor brand, which they don't do anymore. The reason this has got ebony in it is it's the first one I did, and I messed up drilling the hole and got a load of chipping around the outside edge. So I pieced that in, and then I messed this up as well when I was cutting that out. So I put another piece in there, and it looks okay now, so that's fine. I do still have all the original handles. That's the one off the Tyzac. And what I did was I changed the angle of the grip. So that's where that one should have been. And I moved it around to there. And I found it more comfortable. And I did this with all of them. This is the dovetail saw. That's the original handle, which is in walnut. It's the nicest shape out of all of them, really, out of the originals. But I still prefer that shape. You can just rework these and make them better. Just get that sharp corner off to make them more comfortable. But that one, I just prefer it like that. So this is the Spear & Jackson, and that's the original handle, which I really don't like at all. So I had to change that one. And finally the Axminster one, and there's the original handle. When I made this Tyzac one, I actually photographed it because I was going to do it for a woodworking magazine as an article, along with a load of other stuff, but it never happened. But I do still have the photographs. So I started out by drawing up a pattern so that the grip was in the position I wanted it to be. Planed up a piece of pear wood from inch stock. It ended up 23mm, so it's just over 7/8 of an inch. So I marked it out on there, and I drilled some pilot holes for the bolts to go in. And I opened them up with a brace and bit to the correct sizes. And with a coping saw I cut out the middle bit, and I could hold that in the vise and shape that before getting on to the next part, which was on the bandsaw, cutting the outside edge. The slot was cut with the Axminster one because it had a slightly thinner blade. All these slots are slightly bigger than they should be because the set of the teeth makes them too wide, so I just left them slightly wider, and they're okay. Then I chopped out the bit for the brass back, and that was it. So this is my original pattern for the handle for the Tyzac one. It's about 7 inches long. If you want to take a screenshot of it, if you want to have a go at this yourself, feel free. And this one shows it in red, the original handle and where it was positioned, and the position of the new one in the black. All the handles were virtually identical except for where the bolt holes went, except for this one, which is the dovetail one. To make this with a pistol grip, all you'd have to do is cut that bit out as well. This just makes it a lot stronger if it's like this, and it gives you a bit of protection from your fingers if you slip. I'm not going to go into how to sharpen saws. There's plenty of YouTubers out there who can do it better than me. But this is an old wooden one. I think I was given it actually quite a while ago. It doesn't grip very well that end, but if you put a G-clamp on it, it's actually fine. This one's quite nice. It also is adjustable here, so you can put it at an angle, but I don't see why you'd want to. But the only thing I don't like about it is there are gaps there and there, so it only grips in the middle and the two ends, so you get a little bit of vibration when you're sharpening. So this is the one I tend to use. It's a nice old cast iron one. I picked it up at an auto jumble. It grips nicely all the way along. I did have to file it up a bit to get it to grip, but it does work very well. And it's a bit, but it does do the job. The Axminster one, when I bought it with the teeth sharpened with a rip cut. And I actually prefer this. You don't get that much tear out when you're cutting across the grain, and it rips better. It's a little bit more aggressive, and I find it a lot easier to sharpen as well. So I've now sharpened all of them with the same rip cut tooth form.